So, welcome to another Clojure Diary video. So, I was just kind of, what to say, I just want to find out like what are all the ways there are in Clojure to find maximum of three numbers, right? So, I was just trying it, and yeah, like I just want to put it in this video as a self documentation. So you've got three numbers over here, right? Let me check whether my ripple is working first. So then option enter, I think so. I think it's alt enter in other systems, right? I use a Mac, right? So, okay, so you have this variable A, variable B, and then variable C. So now if I just put A and then option enter, I should get 10. Okay, yeah. So these variables are loaded. So this is one program, right? So like if A is greater than B and if A is greater than C, print A, otherwise print C, right? So if B is greater than C and what to say, then print B and or print C. So that's the thing. So if A is greater than B, if it is true, then it just asks whether A is greater than C, right? So that's the thing over here, right? So okay, A is not greater than, okay, yeah, let me just execute it, right? So it says 20. So A is not greater than B. So it comes over here. So let me make this bigger. A is not greater than B. So it skips this one and it comes over here, right? And it checks if B is greater than C. No, B is not greater than C. So it outputs B. So this is one way of doing it. But of course, like you can just write this in one line. Like if you can, maybe if you're experienced closure programmer, you can decipher it out. But I feel like, okay, like this one is better, right? So something that has been nested and all those stuff, that's been better. That's better. Okay, so like, oh, okay, so this one is same as this one, right? So there is no difference. The only thing is we're just writing it in one line. So if A is greater than B, then it just comes over here. If A is greater than C, it outputs A or it outputs C, and if not, it checks whether B is greater than C. If yes, it outputs B, or if otherwise it outputs C. Okay, so that's the thing. So this is just one line representation of this one. So yeah, like depending on what is your style, you can choose. But I seem to like this one, right? So maybe I'm from Ruby and Python or something like that. Maybe I don't know whether closure programmers will like this or not. I haven't worked in a real-time closure project yet. Maybe if I work, it'll be great. We need to see, right? So yeah. So next, what I'm just doing is I'm just doing something like this and stuff. This is more straightforward, right? So if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then put A. And then if what to say, or okay, if it's not, if that's not true, check whether it's B is greater than A and B is greater than C. Okay, then put B, otherwise just put C. So this also works. Okay, so and of course, yeah, this too works and this also works, right? So that's how it is. And this also works. Oops. This also works, this also works, and then this also works. Okay, so this is more straightforward, but yeah, like this I feel is more straightforward, but we are using and over here. So that's how it can be done, right? So right, so that's the thing. And another one is like you can do it for a lot of numbers. So what I'm just doing is I'm just packing this into an array and I'm just sorting it with greater than, right? So if I do this, what will happen is the greatest number will come at the first, right? So and yeah, it is a descending sort. Okay, so that's how it happens. If you put something like this one, it will become an ascending sort. Okay, so okay, right. So if you put like this one, it will become an ascending sort. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just taking the descending sort of this one, right? So I'm just taking the descending sort, oops, descending sort, and I'm just applying first to it. Okay, so I'm just taking the first element and I just get it. So this is another way to find greatest of three numbers. And look, this can be scaled for a lot of numbers, right? So that's the thing, right? So, and of course, Clojure has a function called max, which I can use, right? So let me execute this. Okay, max. Okay, max of ABC. That's the thing, right? So that can be used, and we can also use something like this. Okay, if you're having numbers in array, right, or vector. I'm sorry, right? So I should be calling these as vectors. I'm sorry. I'm calling these as arrays again and again. Maybe because of my Ruby legacy or something like that, right? So okay, like if you have it in, what to say, as a vector, okay, so you can use either reduce or apply. Both has the same effect, right? So what reduces is it first takes max of a and b, whichever is greater. I think this b is greater. Then once again it applies max to this b and c. So of course b is greater than all other numbers, so b comes out. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so that's the thing. Or you can just do this apply. Okay, so max can take in any number of arguments, right? And of course it just takes normal arguments. But if you want to unpack an array and give it as arguments, the way to do is apply. Okay, so that's how it is. And look, this doesn't work, right? This just doesn't work. Max applied to array simply doesn't work. So it just what to say, uh throws that array itself out. Okay, so like this just doesn't work. Okay, so don't try this. Okay, like that's how it is. And of course this is something like reduce. Okay, right? So first you act on b and c, see whether what's max. So b will be given out, that is 20, and max of a and b, so that is kind of 20 and 10, so it'll once again be 20, right? So that's how it is. Okay, so okay, so yeah, look, this one is quite good. I like it. If a is greater than b and b is greater than c, then put a. Or if b is greater than c, put b. Otherwise, put c. So that's how it is. But I don't know whether this will work right. Okay, like let me just check with something. Like okay, a is greater than b, right? Okay, and then what if I make C as the greatest? Okay, like let me just put C as the greatest. Okay, so I don't know whether this will work right. Okay, so I should get 25. I'm just getting it. Okay, so now I'll just put like okay, A as 21, right? So okay, I'm loading it this into Ripple and I'm just doing this. Seems to work. Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah. So okay, what if A is greater than B? Okay, and B is greater than C. Okay, what if okay, A is greater than B? Let me just put like 27, right? So, and I think they should break this one, right? Yeah, so this doesn't work. Okay, I don't know, either AI said this to me or something like this, but this just doesn't work for this conditions. Like, okay, so for this condition, this simply doesn't work. Okay, so oops, so I just need to comment this out. Okay, so okay, like okay, so I actually okay, yeah, we just found a condition where it doesn't work. So yeah, so let me just put like uh doesn't work for A greater than B but less than C. A greater than B but A and A less than C. So yeah, this doesn't work. Okay, so like so yeah, this doesn't work. So because we are not checking all conditions in a very robust way, right? So that's the thing. So I think the very best way to do is max and use apply max or something like that, right? That's the best way to do and all those things. Okay. And of course you can also get something like tricky and doing all these stuff, but I think sort requires a lot of computing power and all those stuff. because it needs to move data and all those things. So that's the thing. So I think better use Max. And if you have it in vector or some kind of what to say, uh, a list or something like that, it's better to use apply or something like that. Or if it's in sequence, it's better to use apply. Okay, so that's how it is. So yeah, but yeah, look at the number of ways you can do it in Clojure. It's just like Ruby, and Ruby also allows to solve stuff in many ways. I think in Java, like it allows only like one way to do a thing, and that's why industries like Java, because there is just one way and it's very very consistent and all those stuff. Even though it is what to say, productivity is very very low, but yeah, now trends are just changing. Like uh, industries or companies that adopt like highly what to say like uh, highly productive languages are leading over companies or racing away from companies that are using low productivity languages like Java and all those stuff. So stuff like Clojure is becoming far more popular, right? And mind you, if you're coming from other languages, writing software in Clojure is super good. Okay, so that's the thing. You need to experience it. Like, don't take my word. So that's the thing. Okay. Anyway, these are the ways to find greatest of three numbers in Clojure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until we meet in next video. Bye.